Hello. Good evening. My name is Kwabena. Welcome to today. I want to share with you, be hungry for success. Be hungry for success. Work hard. Work on your morals and work on your mind. Okay, that is the subtitle. Be hungry for success. I think everyone is hungry in a way to succeed in every endeavor that we embark on. The only difference is that we should be able to measure the success, and there should be some elements that we use to measure success, because a lot of the times people shoot themselves down because the element they use to measure success is just about the results, and usually it's about a position or it's about money. And so for most people, success is when they get money or when they get some raise in terms of position, So if they work in a company and they get some position, that becomes some bit of success for them. Or when they are raised in terms of salaries, or when their business makes more, or when they get some money, then it's success. But then most people forget about some of the elements that you can also use to measure success, because not everything that is seen as successful is really a success. So for instance, if the guy who was first in the class was found cheating, until the point that he was found cheating, everybody would think that the guy was a brilliant student, Then we find out that the guy was actually cheating, and then nobody tends to believe that he was a brilliant student at all. He was, he would not be. Or say sportsmen, usually those who are the runners, so to say, sometimes they are caught of using doping, using some chemical, some drugs to enhance their performance, and so they could win the race, and yet later the organization will say that no, the thing was not fair. You took in some drugs, and so we don't think that you are, or some of the pageants, people go behind and do some deals, and then they win, and later if they find out, they withdraw the title. So success is also contingent on some factors. And for me, there are three main factors that I would want to measure success with. One of it is success is a product of hard work. Some people say smart work, which is true, but you still have to exert some energy, and that I would want to say is called hard work. And then success must have some morals in it. You don't want to kill everybody to get ahead, and then we would not want to call you success, because you flattered the rules. You didn't go by the rules. You didn't play by the rules. Every game has rules, and so if you win without obeying the rules, that will not be winning, because they will sanction you and they will withdraw the position that you are in. And so success is also a product of mind power, mind strength, the ability to make the right choices, the right decisions. Intelligence is also a component that success is hinged on. So welcome. Today I want to talk about be hungry for success. Be hungry for success. Some people, if you look at them, you see that they really very much laid back in life. They don't push to get ahead in life. They are always waiting for somebody to help them. They are waiting for their sister to help them. They are waiting for their brother to help them, the parents to help them. They are waiting for the uncle to help them. They are waiting for somebody to push them somewhere. A lot of the citizens in most countries, especially the not so rich countries, are waiting for the government to give them a hand. They are not that much hungry to lift themselves to the next stage. And what informs that is usually the environment that has conditioned them to behave that way. And so usually when you get to most of this environment, you see that the people who have gotten ahead, if you use these measures that we have just mentioned, if you use the hard work, if you use the morals, and if you use the intelligence, you can see that if you were measuring them by those, usually they will fail. Why? Because the environment that those people were brought up in, people are not hungry to push themselves to succeed beyond a certain criteria. And so you see people get a house, get a car, and they are hugely successful. Why? Because of the environment that they're coming from. So when they get those things, for them, it means that they have ever succeeded. Yet success is not like that. Success is not like that. Success goes beyond just personal achievement. So we will look through that. But every point of you achieving your goals in any way is a kind of success. Every point of you achieving your goal is a kind of success. And success, I will not say is luck. It's not luck. If you have ever succeeded in anything, whether it was in your business, whether it was in your exam, anything that you set out to do, personal project, anything that you set out to do, if you ever succeeded in them, they were not just luck. They were not just something that you just sat down sleeping all day long, you didn't care, and then it happened. No. You see that if it happened at all, you exerted some bit of time, some bit of resources, some bit of energy, and something happened for you, and you would call that one success. So when you achieve the goals that becomes success. I don't think that there's any human who has never experienced success. I think every human experienced some bit of success somewhere. There's a total failure when from the time you were born to whatever age you are, everything that you have ever done has been unsuccessful. There's something that every one of us on this earth has been successful at. The only thing is that we may not appreciate it because maybe because of the volume, because of the level, or because of the amount of success that we were expecting. And sometimes we can trivialize the little successes that we get, And if you have that kind that you trivialize little victories that you get, when you get a big one, you may not even see it because you will not develop the spirit or the attitude to appreciate small wins. And if you don't appreciate the small wins that you have had all your life, then you will develop the psyche to say that all my life, everything that I have ever tried never worked. Some people have that frame of thinking that they have either used some word, they have struggled all their life, they have suffered all their life. Some people use that. If I understand what they use, it means that they have never ever succeeded anyway. But usually, I don't think that that is the situation. I think that they felt that if they wanted to ever succeed at anything at all, they would not have to push in that much. They would not have to put in a lot of effort to get the results. So if they put in a lot of effort to get results, then they feel that they struggle, they suffer too much to get something later. I don't think like that. For one, I have not, a lot of the things that I've had in my life, I've had to push for me to get results. I've not been the kind of person who things will just come readily. You are there and they come. You have to put in a lot of effort. You have to push. Maybe a lot of mistakes, a lot of errors, and then you see that you are going and you are getting the victories that you. And sometimes when you get the victory, you even forget because you push in so much. But there's nothing like, I don't think there's any human being who can really say that they have never ever had any victory at all. Any victory at all. There is always something that you have ever had, which was success, or which was successful. You attempted something which was successful. You may not see them as success, and that's why you still think that your life you have not achieved anything, because you look at success from a point of view of thinking what people think, so to say. So you think that this is what will make people see that you have succeeded at something. I don't think so. If you ever achieve anything at all, it's success. And if you look at the processes that you went through to achieve that success, you can apply the same processes to achieve the next level of success that you're looking at. And I think people who become a bit more agitated of life and become more hopeless in life is because they don't learn some of these lessons. And so they describe themselves with hardships, with failure, with some people. That's why they go from one consultation to the other, looking for something that works. Meanwhile, they may not have ever sat down to analyze their life, to see the things that they have won in this life at all. Instead, you see them, they have bitter spirit because they don't ever to assess their life, to look at some of the victories that they have won. Whether they are minimal, whether they are little, whether they are big. For me, that may not be the essence. The essence is that you applied some principles, and because you applied those principles, you had some victory. And so if you had that kind of victory, then you can have another victory. So what are the principles that you apply to get that? What are the principles that you apply to get that pass in the exam? What are the principles that you apply to get that raise in the workplace? What are the principles that you applied to even win that girl, or to have that marriage, or to raise that child? Those are victories. But usually people's success in this life is only contingent, or is only success because money. So they think that if it's millions, then it means they are successful. Money is important, but look at the principles. If you were able to pass that exam, it's likely that you probably did not cheat in the exam. You probably studied hard, and you probably use your brain. When you were writing the exam, you apply the mind that you have, and that made you succeed. The same with this life. If anything that you set for yourself, whether it's a business that you set for yourself, whether it's a job that you want to get, whether it's a project that you want to start, whatever, whether it's an NGO that you want to start, these are some of the things that if you apply, you'll be very much happy and comfortable and joyous in seeing any victory at any stage of it. And for me, these are the things that I would say you look for the hard work. You have got to put in a lot of efforts. And you look for the morals. It's not successful if you cheated your way through. It's not success if you cheated your way through to get to that position, or to get to that business, or get to that promotion. If you sacrifice a lot of your values and your ethics, and you got there, you see that it's empty. So that is not success. I will not say that is success. That is you cheating your way to get to something, And then if you look at if it's really success, you see that it took some level of brain power, brain strength for you to get to that level. You did a lot of thoughtfulness. You did a lot of thinking, so to say. You did a lot of planning. You did a lot of structuring. That's why the success followed. And so a lot of people talk about people that they say they are successful, and they don't use some of these things to measure their success. So they say that, oh, that businessman is very successful. And what are you using to weigh that success? And for them, it's just about the results. So the man has a very big business, therefore he's successful. And the man may be a crook. That is not success. That is somebody trying business, duping everybody to become something. If you cheated your way to build that house, that is not success. And God knows. And so if you want to have, because the success is not just the product, the process, you enjoy it as well. So whatever that you're doing, if you don't see some of these things, or if you're not employing some of these things, it means that you're just sacrificing your life to get a material progress or material gain, which when you have them, you feel empty. And that's why you can see very, very big people, so to say, they get to that level and they take their life, and or something is found out and there's a bit of disgrace. Because if you take any of those out, if you take the hard work out, or if you take the morals, the honesty, the integrity, or if you take the strength of mind or the intelligence, the intellect out of the success, any one of them, you take out and see what is left. So for instance, you take the honesty out, and everybody finds out that this man was like that. The aura around it, the beauty around it, the enthusiasm around it loses its way. And then everybody does not want to be part of that man because he did not apply the rules. So the same, whether they are footballers, whether they are boxers, if a boxer cheats his way through and they find out, they will take everything. So that fight that he wins will not become victory at all. It will not become success because he did not play by the game. So I think that if you're thinking of succeeding or if you're working, of course, all of us have to be hungry to get better and to lift beyond the lack, the poverty, all the things that we don't want. But then, in your bid to get to that stage, don't sacrifice any of this. If you stay with all this, if you stay with the hard work, if you stay with the honesty, if you stay with your ability to use your brain and develop your mind, if you apply this to yourself, it's a matter of time. You'll be succeeding in whatever you're doing, and you'll be happy with the results, and you even enjoy the process, the journey, because you applied what. So if whatever that you're doing, and the same thing that you use to judge people, I think that in some communities or in some countries, people are just about, oh, he's this. They don't see the process, and they don't apply a lot of these things. They don't apply. Is the man credible? Is he credible? Is he honest? They don't look for that. Is the man hardworking? Does he work? Did he stay with the process? Did he put in the required hours? Did he put in the required efforts? Did he work to earn this? They don't look for that. So that's why if you go to any of the minister's office, you see a lot of people coming there to say, the minister is my friend, he has to give me a business. And as if the minister owns the country, and therefore he has to, he has to give him contract. Whether he himself has developed through these processes or not, whether he himself is honest, is hardworking, he can use his brain to solve a lot of things, he has developed that, it doesn't matter. Oh, minister, give me a project. Or my friend is into that office, give me a project. And my friend will not even look for these things. And that's why people get into a lot of trouble. And so he'll go and pick that, and the next time you see, everything is destroyed. Because we measure success just by the result. We don't consider the process at all. And that's why people cheat their way through just to get the proof that they have also succeeded. And that is not worth it. And that's why the nation gets shortchanged. Because people don't apply these things. People don't apply the principles. So you want to build anything at all, consider that. Consider that it will take a lot of effort. That is hard work. You would have to become a person who will play by the rules, who will be ethical, who will be honest in the dealings. And it will be a person who will continue to develop yourself, your mind, get the right knowledge to get the results, to get the success. And so if you're going to be hungry for success, these are your bit to be the proof of you being hungry for success. It's not just you trying to cheat everybody to get the success. No, that's not the proof that you're hungry. You're hungry for success because we can see that you're committed to put in the hours. Work hard. Work. When everybody is sleeping, you're working. If you say that you're committed to anything, people will know that this man does not joke. This man is not lazy. He's working. That's a proof that you're hungry to succeed. You want to do something with your life. That is one proof. So you work. Whatever that they give to you to do, you are not lazy about. You are not playing. You are ready to commit to it with all seriousness, with all focus, with all the strength that you have. So if they give you anything in the office, the same, you apply that. You are ready to work to let everybody know that this person doesn't play with his work. So you want to get the results. And in your bid to get the results, in your bid to succeed, you are not cutting corners. You are staying with the rules. You don't have to be perfect, but you want to play with the rules. And so if they say this is wrong, you say this is wrong. If they say this is right, you say it's right. And you learn how to play the game. That's why that's a proof that you are hungry for success. If you are fluttering, if you are just cutting corners, that's a proof that you're lazy. That's a proof that you're lazy. If you want to get ahead, or if you want to build a business and you are just cheating everybody to get the business done, that's a proof that you are lazy. You're lazy because you don't want to play by the rules. And so when you get there and you get the trophy, and the organizers come, and life always has the organizers who will come and look at what you have built, whether you apply the right rules or not. That's why sometimes you can see somebody saying that, oh, the man was doing very well. You know, people's naivety. Oh, the man was very rich, and then all of a sudden he started to lose everything. You know why? Because when he got there, or the processes that he used to get there were not authentic. So he was in haste to get to prove to people that he has arrived. So he cut a lot of corners, he made a lot of deals, and then life will come to audit your results. And so when you are hit, you will see that you will not be able to keep that thing that you want people to see, that you have arrived. Why? Because you cut a lot of corners, you flattered a lot of rules, you compromise on a lot of laws. And so if you're doing that, it means that you're not hungry for success, because the success that you want to create, that success should stay. You know, so if you want to become a millionaire, yes, you work towards it. You establish yourself. Okay, I'm working. I have a business. I have a job. This is my strategy. You put in the hours. You work hard. But then the next one is that you are not just going to do anything at all to get the million. You're ready to be ethical. You're ready to be honest. You're ready to be guarded, or be, you know, by the values of the society. You're not just the one who is trying to cheat everybody to get to be a millionaire. And then if you go by these two, automatically the third one will come. Because for you to be honest and for you to be hardworking, before you see the results, your mind should be working. You see that your intelligence will start to grow very hard. Why? Because you will not get the results if the intellect is not growing. And the moment you have the two, you see that your life is developing. And so most people just are interested in becoming, you know, getting something that people will say that Wofa, you know, he has arrived. That is what most people are interested in. But they forget that there are things, there are foundations that you have to have, which prove that you are really hungry for success. And for me, they are in the three positions. You have your ability to work hard. You don't play with the work at all. You don't play. And two, your ability to be morally sound. You go with rules. You are not there to insult people, cheat, lie, you know, cut corners, play smart, so to say. Let everybody go to hell once it benefits you. That is it. That is a proof that you are not ready for success. You don't understand what it takes to be successful. You know, and then the third one is that your commitment to developing your intellect, to developing your intelligence. You know, you grow in that. And so if you are also looking for somebody to be part of anything that you're doing, you look for these three. Look for them. You look for them, because if you don't have them, they will not produce the results that you are looking for. If they don't have them, they are not hungry to succeed. You know, so when you meet somebody who is hungry to succeed, look for this, you will see. Look for this, you will see. And so when they are sleeping and watching football and gaming, they are not hungry. There's no hard work. They are not committed to anything. They are not focused. They don't have any strength. And so they will not succeed. They will not succeed. That is it. So they can only wish and wait for God to bless them. And I don't think God does that anyway. I think that the things that will make you successful are this. So be hungry for it. Everybody wants to succeed in this life, but not many people are hungry to succeed. They are waiting. And that's why some people will be, you know, quoting Bible. Quoting Bible does not mean anything. The application of it is what means a lot, not the quoting, you know. So if we know, or if we see some of these things, we will see that whether you are hungry to succeed in whatever that you have set for yourself, or no, you are not hungry. And people who are hungry, when you see them, you see they don't play with the work that they are doing at all. Some people don't play with the work, but they are not honest. They cheat everywhere. They lie everywhere. They are quick to lie. And I think that is a dragging force. You don't need that. So for me, the proof, the rare proof of you being hungry enough is not just you working so hard, but you also being truthful in what you do and how you treat people. So if you went for the invoice, you are not adding 10 CD to it, you are not adding 20 CD to it. This is the invoice, it's 1,000. That is a proof that you want to succeed. You believe you know something that a lot of people don't know. You know, and the intellect, because you're committed to improving yourself all the time, is a proof that you also want to succeed. So if you're not committed to these things, don't wish that your life will change in the next 2 years. It will not change, because life is not draft. Life is not draft. It doesn't just happen. It's orchestrated. It's intelligently done. Successful life is intelligently orchestrated. You know, so you plan it. And what makes some people think that they are not going anywhere is because they think that one day they will succeed without putting in any effort. It's not true. So define what you call success. Define it. Success is not luck. It is orchestrated. It's an intelligent process. So whatever you want to do, there is some bit of intelligence in its orchestration. So when you achieve a set goal, it means that you have succeeded at something. Some people also believe that they have never succeeded in anything. All their life is pain and struggle. Why? Because when they even achieve anything along the line, they did not ascribe to that as success. Yet when you set any goal and you achieve it, that itself is success. And a lot of people think that success is just about position and about money. So when you get position and you get money, it means you're successful. Not necessarily so. You are succeeding at something that you set for yourself all the time. If you're raising your children according to your set plan, that is success. You are succeeding at every stage. If you wrote the exam and you passed, that is success. If you set the business, say I want to start a business, and you're able to start it, that is success at starting the business. Now the next stage is that I want to grow the business to this kind of revenue. When we hit there, that is also success. You know, so success comes in various stages. So if you are waiting for just one shot to call it success, that's why you don't have energy to fight. You dissipate energy when you don't appreciate some of the little victories that you have had. You know, so and a lot of the little victories, if you look at them, you achieve them by these three things that I'm talking of. You work hard, you put in the hours. That's why the victory came. You play with the rules. You're ethical. You're honest. You know, and so when the victory came, you were proud of it. And if you look at it, you did a lot of thinking. You did a lot of planning. You did a lot of strategizing. You know, you plan. You thought through. That's why the success came. The same with the big thing that you think, you will call it success. If you don't show these three, you will not be there. And so if you're looking for anybody at all to do anything with, to look for these three. You know, so nobody is totally a failure. I don't think that anybody in this life is a total failure. I think that everybody has had some kind of victories anyway, anyhow. It's just that if you're so negative of life, you never look at some of the things that you have won to call them victories. You think that they didn't mean anything at all because you look at life from the negative point. And success is a byproduct, as I said, of hard work, of honesty, and of intelligence. So you look for this when you're weighing to do anything that you want to succeed in. And if you lose one of these, you may have to correct it, because if you lose it, what you're spending your life to do, you may be shortchanged at the end of it. So we talked about hard work, and we said that it's needed. You need to put in the hours. You don't deceive yourself that if you ever want to achieve anything, you're just going to come by chance. Don't ever deceive yourself. It's not just going to church to pray for it. No, it's not going to work like that. It's going to come by you trading your time, trading your energy, trading your resources. So if you see anybody achieving anything, there's one thing they have put in. Even the thief worked. He put in effort. He planned. He was not sleeping in his room. He got up. He pushed in energy. And so if you're going to succeed at anything, and if you're going to succeed with your life or anything that you said, just resolve that this thing that I've set to do, I am going to work hard to get it done. It is going to take a lot of effort. And so if I have not trained myself to work and put in the effort, I am not going to succeed. Don't take a lot of the axioms that people are, waving around. People who are working are the ones who are succeeding. Those who are lazy are the ones who are not succeeding. It's as simple as that. You have to work. It's not just about hard work. There are other things, but without it, every other intelligence, every other thing that you have is useless, because you are going to put in the hours. So don't deceive yourself. If it's anything that you are going to succeed at, you have got to put in the hours. So if you want to become the boss at the workplace, you cannot be the lazy one day. If you want your business to work when others are sleeping, you must work. Just convince yourself like that. You cannot be holidaying, you work 2 times a week and you want to succeed. No, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So convince yourself that way, that any community where you see people succeeding, any person that you think that they are succeeding at what they are doing, they are the ones who are putting in the hours. That's why they are succeeding. There's no magic anywhere. If you go to the village, those who have good farm, big farm is the one that is, harvesting all the plantain, or they are the ones working. The ones who have nothing are the ones who are, they are lazy. When the others are working, they are sleeping. They say if you go to any institution, any organization, any community, those who are at the top are the ones working. Those who are productive, getting results, they are the ones working. So don't deceive yourself that you can just play around and succeed with your life. It doesn't work. It's as simple as that. So you will need to work extra, more than any other to succeed. If you're in any group, you have to work extra, work hard for you to succeed. You don't wait for it to get easy. You don't wait for the work to get easy. You work to make it easy. You work. You are not the one waiting for somebody. They give you the work. Don't say that it's hard. If it's not hard, why would they give it to you? If it's not difficult, why would they need you to do it? So you are the one to make sure that the hard work is put in so that it becomes easy one. So if you sacrifice like that, if you think that it's just going to be easy, you are just lazy, and the lazy one will never be productive. So don't be lazy. Lazy people never get results. Lazy people never get results. And if you want to succeed in this life, it's not magic, it's not luck, it's hard work. So change your conviction, change your philosophy. A lot of people have all these wrong philosophies from lazy and average people, and they are the ones giving a lot of things on. You don't have to worry so much. Just plan one shot. It's not just one shot. It's not just one shot. If you're going to build business, it's not just one shot. Don't go and talk to any top business person. They didn't succeed with just one shot. They didn't just start and just one shot. They are where they are. They are the one controlling billions. No. They're putting a lot of it, a lot of hours, and sometimes just 1% that succeeded, and they blew everything up. So if you are going to succeed, you have to just understand that it's going to take you a lot of effort. You have to work hard. When they are sleeping, you work hard. When they are dancing, you are the one working. When they are making jokes, you are thinking. When you were in college, those who were very brilliant, that's what they were doing. It's not magic. They were the ones who were studying all the time. That's it. That's why they passed the exam. The footballers who are scoring all the time, go and look at their training schedule. When their friends are sleeping, they are the ones training. They're studying. The best movie actors are the ones who are training. They are strategic, they are passionate, they are focused, they work. So don't deceive yourself that you can just put in few hours and succeed at what you do. It's not going to work. So take that laziness of mind out. You have got to put in the hours if you want to succeed. It is tough, it is difficult. That's why few people stay with it. So if you cannot wait for the luck, work your own success. Don't wait for the prayer. If they pray for you, fantastic, but that is not going to reduce the work. You have got to stay with the work. In the Bible somewhere they say that the diligent hand will prosper. Diligence is not laziness. People don't look for that. They're looking for miracle. So work, you have to work. If it's in this life, especially if it has to do with business, productivity, achievement, success, it's going to take a lot of hard work. So just settle that and work, and don't think that even those in the technology industry, go and look for them. Those who are building just one app, two app, and which exploded. Like the WhatsApp people, the Facebook people. You think that they just exploded once? Go and study their story. They put in a lot. When others were sleeping, they were coding. They stay with it. How much more those who are not into those kind of things? You think you're going to build a factory by sleeping? You're going to build a farm, mechanized farm by sleeping? You're going to build a manufacturing plant by sleeping? It's never true. It is never true. You are going to work. You are going to put in the hours, and every achievement has minimum number of hours that are needed for you to get productivity. So don't deceive yourself. Everything requires hard work for you to get results. So if you are the one lazy, they give you work and you're just moving around and looking for just one magic to work, you're not going to go anywhere. So hard work is actually the equation of life. It's the equation of success. So just resolve that you're going to work hard and enjoy it. Push yourself, push your team, push yourself, and push the people you work with, and let them understand that if we are going to succeed at this, we have to work, and we have to work hard. It's as simple as that. And so, and it doesn't matter where you go to live in this life. If you don't work hard, you will not succeed. It's as simple as that. If you don't work hard, you will not succeed. Unless you are the king or those kind of people. But if you are the average guy on the street, your family, no money, nobody has money, and even if you are the king and you want to get more results than your predecessors, you are going to work more than them to get more results. You are going to do the extra, because the magic is in the extra. It's not in what everybody is doing. The magic is in the extra. So if you are the nurse at the hospital and you are just working as everybody is working, you are not going to succeed. You're not going to be the manager there. You're not going to be the supervisor there. You only be the supervisor when they see you working and putting in the hours more than the others. That's how you succeed. There's no magic. You try that and see if everybody will not recognize your effort. Wherever you are working, you decide that here I am going to put in more hours than everybody else. If I'm sent, I'm the one going to come in quickly. If they say I should go 3, I go 5. If they say I should go 2, I go 10. Put in the hours. You're not just working for somebody to succeed. No, you're working for yourself to succeed. You are learning something. You are building a character in you, and that's why you're going to succeed. Forget about the training and the certificate and the school. They are not the ones responsible for your success. Never. Because all of us have some. We have all the certificate. We went to school. So beyond the certificate, what separates you is the hard work. It's the energy that you put in what they give you. You can become the president. If you're lazy, you will not succeed. You perform below average because you are lazy. You're not putting the hours. So I'm sure if you go to any president who is working and the people are seeing the results, go and see the time that they are sleeping. Sometimes they sleep just 2-3 hours. Go to see the richest people who have made their money. Not the ones that they bequeath the money to, the ones that created the money, the first generation millionaires and billionaires. Go and talk to them. When others are sleeping, they are thinking, they are working, they are planning, they are making calls, they are making deals, they are making negotiations. And that's why they are successful. So if you don't shift that, you are not going to succeed. It's as simple as that. This is no magic. And those are the things that people should know. That if you are going to succeed, these are the things that you have to work for, or you have to look at and put in the hours. It's as simple as that. Build that in your psyche, that success requires hard work. And so if you're hungry for success, we will see that in your hard work. In your hard work. And the hard work is in the extra. When everybody is tired, that's what we see who is working. So accept that you have to get in the hours. You don't meet anybody and ask them, so how are you succeeding? How are you building the business? It's no magic. They are just working extra. They are working more than you. That's why they are succeeding. Ask anybody that is in an area that you think you want to be. And if they are seeing successes in that area, go and ask them how they are doing it. They are putting a lot of efforts. That's why they are getting results. They are pushing a lot. They are doing more than you are doing. That's why they are getting results. So if you want to get results, listen, you put in the hours and you condition yourself to work. And hard work does not kill anybody. I think laziness kills people more than people who are working, because the human was created to work anyway. You are created to work, and that's why you establish yourself. So if you are lazy, it means you're shortchanging your influence. And so I'm talking about being hungry for success. Be hungry for success. And what I've said is that if you're hungry for success, we will see them in 3 areas. We will see them in the hard work that the hard work that you do. We see them in your morals, because it's not just about hard work, it's also about morals, your honesty, your integrity, your ethics. We will see that. If you're hardworking, we will see that. You will not want to cut corners to get ahead. And if you're hardworking, we will see it in the strength of your mind, the intelligence that you exhibit. We will see that. Because once you put in the energy, once you put in the efforts, and once you're playing by the rules, the results will come, because you're thinking, you're planning, you're strategizing. So they roll. And the more you're thinking, the more hardworking you are. The more you start to you get stuck with the rules and the honesty and everything, the more we will see the other things. So they are like a ring. You will see the 3. You will see the 3 running all the time. And that's why you see in most successful people who get to build something and get it replicated, get it multiplied, get it given to other people to run. Go and see. You will see these 3. They work hard. They are ethical. They are morally sound. They are not the ones trying to cheat you, lie to you. If you meet most successful people, if they tell you that this agreement is for you, you want to buy maybe a land from somebody. If that person is very successful, genuinely, and he tells you that this land is 100,000 cedis, and he agrees to take the money from you, and he agrees to give you maybe 2 weeks to start paying, and another person comes and says that, I need this land, I will give you 200,000. The most successful people, if they gave you their word that is 100,000, they won't change it. They won't change it, because their words mean a lot to them. It may be tempting, but they will not change it. They'll say that I told this boy that I will give the land to him 100,000. So whatever figure that is coming out, I have closed it. And so I have sold it. The unsuccessful ones, once somebody comes with 200,000, also, this is business, Even though they have taken money from you, they will take the other person's money and maybe pay you your money. You know why? Because they are unsuccessful. They didn't work hard for what they are selling. They did not use their brains to get what they are selling. And that's why they are always in trouble. And that's why they don't get to build anything to sustain it. So they run, and their morals, their character that people who have ever succeeded have. You meet the champions, this is what they have. The champions are not the ones taking the drugs to change the game. The champions in any field, they are not the ones changing the rules, paying around. If you see anybody trying to use money to influence people, they are not successful. They believe that success is the result. No, the process is also part of the success. The process that you go through, they are also part of the success. So the success is not just about the results. So some people say, I don't care. What matters is that I get the results. So even if you have to kill people to get the results, they don't care. And that is failure. That is failure. And so if you're a young man, if you're a young woman, you have no opportunity anywhere, you are living in your town, you have finished school 3-4 years, you are looking for a job, you are not getting, you are looking for business, it's not coming, you're frustrated, you don't know what to do, look for these 3. If you look for these 3, you can change the narratives of your life. So nobody is disadvantaged. Everybody can work hard. Everybody can be ethical and morally sound. You can decide to say, I will not cheat, I will not lie, I will not take your money, I will not take this, I'm okay with what you are giving me. The best people that companies are looking for are people with these three things. The best, any company is looking for these three people. The ones who work hard, the ones who are honest to the values of the company. You know, you can send them anywhere and they will come back with the good results. They are the ones thinking about how to get ahead. Their mind is working. And that's why they are hungry for success. You can see that with that. You know, so I've talked about the morals, I've talked about being the hard work, and we are talking about the morals as well. The morals actually are the foundations of whatever you are trying to do. And so if you cut corners, it means that whatever you are building has no foundation at all. And so you can lose the success and the aura around it when people find out that you didn't play by the right rules. You know, they were doing the elections and you cheated the way out. And then they take you to court and they find out that you didn't use the right ways to win the election. Everybody loses their respect for you. Why? Because you didn't play by the rules. Even though they declare you as the success, you had a success, but later they went to look at the process and they felt that you didn't stay with the process. And so that is failure. The same in the personal life. You know, so if you work in anywhere, you play with it. You're there. You're there. Don't be the one trying to cut corners and trying to be the wisest among the group. Stay with it. Stay with the ethics. Stay with the morals. And if you do that, it's a proof that you're hungry for success. The one who is hungry for success is the one who just running to get the money and to get the house to get anyway, anyhow. No, that's not true. That's somebody who is naive. That is somebody who is naive. So when you commit to honesty, to the morals, you develop through the processes. You get to develop the right tools, and you can reproduce the success anytime, no matter what happens. When you commit to the ethics, when you commit to the morals, when you commit to being character driven in what you're building, whatever happens, if they take everything out from you, they should give you time, 2-3 years. You can rebuild those again, because you develop the right tools, the right nutrients to produce. And so those who are hungry really for success, they know that the process is far more important than the product. Why? Because anything can happen to the product, but you can get your process back on track and start to produce the same product again. You know, so it's not really about the results. So that's why we don't really care so much about the money that the person has, more than what produced the money. How did he produce the money? If we get to know that, then we can understand how he's whether he's successful or is this somebody who's just trying to cheat the nation or cheat everybody. You know, so being hungry for success, stay with the hard work, stay with the ethics, stay with the morals, build your close relationships, build your team based on this. Choose people who are dear to you based on this, or build this together, where people value being honest to you, value being truthful, people who value, people who not sacrifice the company just for their selfish gain. And that is a proof that they are in to succeed with your life. You know, so they work hard, they go for the morals, and the third one, they work with the mind. So intelligence is easily seen if you're committed to the other two. You know, and intelligence is linked to your gift as well. So you see that your intelligence multiplies when you are working from the point of your gift, of the things that you're passionate about, of the things that you have expertise in, of the things that you're gifted in. When you work from that point, you see that you can increase your intelligence that quickly. You know, so the boxer who is gifted easily can study all the rules about boxing and how to win. But if you take him to football, he will be lazy. He doesn't want to learn anything at all from that, because he doesn't have the passion and the heart for it. You know, so don't be lazy-minded at all. Work on the intelligence. The strength of mind is what wins life. Strength of mind. If your mind is weak, if your mind is average, your mind is like any other person, it's a general mind, you're lazy. It means that you are not hungry for success. And a lot of people say that they want to succeed, but they are not hungry. Because you look at how they talk, look at the things that they are passionate about, look at the things that they write, the things that they say, the books that they read, you can see that they are not hungry for success. And so they will not succeed. They will just be average citizens who came to live and died. And maybe they will end up becoming something that some politicians will give them, you know. So put your brain to work. It is seen. And work on developing your brain power is the best of development that you can have. Out of your brain, out of the strength of your mind, comes the quality decisions that push your life. You know, so work on this. I am talking about be hungry for success. Be hungry for success. And it is evident in the hard work that you show, or the hard work that you put in, how you work, the morals, the ethics, your commitment to being a truthful person. It's a proof that you are hungry for success, because you don't want to spend your life building something that by the time you are finished building, the whole thing starts to come down because you did not work on the foundation. And you want to go with the strength of mind. You want to go with the strength of mind. You know, the ability to develop your mind, to strategize, to think. I'm not talking of going to school. I'm talking of using your mind. That's different. There's a difference. There's a big difference between you going for certificates, which is good, and you using your mind. That's different. There's a big difference in them. The one who's using his mind is always solving problems. The one who's went for a certificate is always writing exam to get certificate. You know, so success is achievable if you're hungry enough. And it is not luck. Don't ever believe that success is luck. It's never luck. It is structured. It is orchestrated. It is planned. And it's a proof of hard work, of morals, and of a brain that works. If you have this, you are not the one waiting for somebody to help you. That's how you create your success, because you're hungry. You see somebody who is hungry, who is looking for food, who has not eaten for 3 days, and when they get food, you see how they eat. Same. If you're really hungry for success, you will see it in how you work. You see it in how honest you are. You see it in how you develop yourself, your mind. You see it in that. It is not seen in you trying to cut everybody and lie and cheat. That does not mean that you're ready for success. It means that you don't even understand what success is. So when, you know, and one of the things that makes people probably cheat their way through life, one of the things is that they don't believe that they have what it takes to do the right thing. Because a lot of people have this negative force or negative aura around themselves that, you know, some people are endowed, are blessed, and they are not. And so for them to get into the levels of where the people they perceive as successful are, and having no skill or no network or no privilege, they believe they don't, then they have to just find a way of cheating to have the same thing. And because they believe that if I have the car, then I'm successful. If I cheat to build the business, then I'm successful. If I cheat to build the house, then I'm successful. If I cut the corners to get the results, the exam passed, then I'm successful, you know. Those are the things that somebody told you. But if you want to build the one that you'll be proud of, change them. Change them. If you change them, you will get there. If you change them, you'll get there. Somebody told me that Africans are very difficult to change. And he was trying to convince me. He proved a lot of points that we don't want change. He said, oh, Ghanaians never change. Maybe he's right. But I said that I don't think so. I think that when people have stayed with a thinking for years, you don't just introduce something to them one day and they change. It will take a while for them to change. But I think every human with right infusion of knowledge would have the chance to improve their lives, and that will be changed. And the other person really chatted with me for a long time and trying to tell me why Africans are idiots. Wants to prove every point. And they said that Trump said that we are unwise. And they really believe that. It's amazing. I told him I don't. I don't think that some of the things that those people are talking of we don't know. I think that we know. But they don't qualify to tell us and insult us. You don't accept insult from another person to correct yourself. You hold yourself in dignity. I don't think that somebody trying to insult you is right, just to make you right. I don't think it's right. I think that you don't insult a whole group of people. You say that to accept that is right. It's not right. No. If you hold yourself in dignity, you will never accept any insult from anybody in the name of you being objective. You're not objective. You're not just made of any strength to stand up for yourself. You know, because the things are very complex. Africa's situation is not just, we are not making excuses, but it's a complex issue. And it will take time for it to develop. And I asked somebody, if they came to rule us for 400 years and they left and Africa was still poor, because if they wanted to develop Africa, 400 years they could have developed the whole continent. Now they didn't. And then you had independence for 50 years. And as people are going around insulting you that you are stupid. 50 years. Yes, we are not making excuses, but who trained these guys that we call leaders? Who trained them? Who has given them the thought of life, the value for human life, the vision, the strategies? There are certain systems to work that people have run those systems for 300 years, 500 years. You are working with the people who virtually even meet people of other color and they feel that they are better than them. These are the people that you are trying to lift with no system. It's not going to happen in a day. The fact that the man is corrupt shows that he has no value for himself and no value for his people. And so he will steal the money. It's an indication of a problem with the man. The man has self-identity problem. You know, so once he has identity problem, he has no value for human life. So when he goes through the town and he sees people suffering, he doesn't see that. And that is a problem that has lingered for a long time. So you don't accept somebody insulting you without any understanding of the situation. And so I told the people I don't believe in that. And I believe that there are some things that if you apply, we will succeed. It will take time, but we will succeed. And the more awareness that we create in our people, we will succeed. You don't take any insult from anybody and joke around it on your color. But the same person will never say anything about any other group of people. Africans, yes. How about the African Americans in America? What have they done for them to succeed? You know, but you have people who have degrees and making a lot of intelligent extraction from these kind of things. Why? Because you can only extract from what you put in you. And most of these educations that they have given us, there's no education about ourselves. So the African is an identity crisis. It's in self-doubt. Forget about his education or his position. It's in self-doubt. If you see any people who are not in self-doubt, they fight for the dignity of their people. The proof of somebody who has identified himself is because he fights for the dignity. He doesn't put himself first. He fights for the dignity of his people. You know, and that comes from being hungry for it. So they are ready to work hard for the dignity of their people. They are ready to be ethical and honest. They are ready to extract the strength of their people, the mind. Because the best asset that you have in any nation is the mind of the people. It's not the gold. No, because without intelligence, the gold will be there forever. It's not the oil, no. It's the mind. So if you really have people who have identified themselves, who have been trained, who have been cultured, and they get into leadership, you see, these are the things that they start to work on. They start to train their people to get to work. They train their people to be honest, to be trustworthy, to be ethical, to value lives. And two, they train their people to use their mind. And that's why if you see anybody in any kind of leadership, in any African country or anywhere, if you see that, you have seen somebody who believes in the success and in the future of their people. So you don't use somebody's wrong approach to assessing you to say. And some of my friends would send me a whole long of thing to say that if you have this, why are you not this country? If you have this, those are, for me, those are very unfortunate, and those are very naive, uninformed minds who will accept an insult from another person just because they think that it will make them correct themselves. I never accept that kind of thing. You don't come to insult me for me to correct myself when you did a lot of damage already. You have done a lot of damage to these people, and everybody knows, and it's not an excuse. So these people are not just to correct in a day or two. It will take a lot of effort. And then some people will bring in Singapore and Malaysia. I don't bring all those things. It's Malaysia a kingdom, if you don't know. And so the Africa, and some of my friends are God, they live somewhere and they are the ones talking. And I ask them, if it's okay, why are you living somewhere? If you so care of Africa's future, what are you contributing? What are you putting in to change it? You're so worried of the problems of Africa, yet you are living somewhere telling us how wise you are. No, if you so believe in changing the narratives of Africa, then change it, and don't wait for the politician. What are you doing yourself to change it? Don't make a recommendation. Who should take your recommendation? Work with something, change something around it, commit to something. What can you change? If you change something, I change something, the other person changes something, we are building. And if you commit to hard work, if you commit to the morals, if you commit to developing the minds, what can change? That will be a proof that you are ready for success. But you sit somewhere, you are taking care of your wife and your children, and then you call us to say that Africa is this, Africa is this, Africa is that. Maybe I do understand it. But I don't think any serious-minded people who are desperate to change their community will not do anything that they have to do to change it. If our problems worry you so much, then commit to something. Start an organization. Start a business. Start something and change something. Don't live for your salary and try to tell the politicians what to do. Nations are not changed by politicians. Nations are changed by citizens, enlightened, who work hard, who stay with the ethics, and who kept improving themselves. That's why nations change. Nations develop like that. Nations don't develop because the president has come to talk. The president is one person. Yes, if he set the right tone, it will help us. But even if he sets the right tone and the people are not committed to work and the people are stealing, there's not much you can do. If the people are lazy, there's not much you can do until you work on those. And so if you live somewhere and you think that you have what it takes to develop the community, then don't stay somewhere and just be talking and be taking salary and telling us what to do. Because there's a lot that we have to change here. And Africa has a lot of people like that who have gone to school. They're professionals all around the world who are only talking. They just talk. And they think that the people who are here should change everything. You couldn't survive, that's why you ran away anyway. And so if you talk, they will not listen to you. If you want to change it, come and be here and fight. And don't tell us that you are sending money. You cannot raise your children by just sending them money. You have to be there to train them, to give them direction. So the money you send cannot change anything if you're not present. You can't. So I may be biased, but that's the reality. That if we are so much concerned, which is legitimate, to change and to develop our country, if you think that you're very wise and you know what to do, then why leave it for the idiots to run it? Because you think you're wise. You're wise. So if you are wise, then be committed here. Come home. Nkrumah could not get us the independence by staying in England. He came to fight. So if you want to come here, come sit down. And when it gets tough, don't run away. Come, let's change it. That's how much, if you're hungry for the success of Africa, you will see it in the hard work that you put in. You will see it in the ethics that you bring. You will see it in the constant development of the mind of our people, of yourself, And so it's not joke. And I think that Africa is our biggest assignment in our lifetime. We should lift the continent to somewhere. And it's not going to change when we don't change a lot of the things that we came to meet. A lot of the things must improve. And I think that the people who have gone to school are more dangerous than the ones who have not gone to school. I am of the opinion that the Africans that have been educated are more dangerous. They are dangerous in the sense of the apathy, the unconcern. It's only about their life and their family. That is a threat. Because if those guys were involving, the country would have changed. But who can you blame? It's the education they gave us. It's the education. So they work only for the salary and they stay. They don't want any trouble. And then the ones who are not so good in the school, they get to be the president and the ministers. And then they think that those who think were intelligent stay at the back and talking. I'll be talking, and nothing changes. So if you feel you are that much passionate about politics and about the nation's development, then get dirty. Get involved. Get involved. If it's not politics and it's education that you can get involved, if it's business that you can get involved, whatever that you can get involved to make sure that the continent picks, because it is our duty to make sure that this continent is successful. And the success is hinged on these three I talked about. We will put in the hard work. It's not about talking. No. We will put in the hours. It's not about stealing. When you get to that position, we are not there to steal. We are there to be good stewards. And it will call for use of the mind, constant development, intelligence. And so my name is Kwabena Dako. I've tried to talk about success, being hungry for success. Be hungry. And that success should go beyond just your personal success. It should go beyond just you and your it should affect others. It should affect the continent. It should affect the country. And you're not going to achieve that without hard work, without the morals, without the strength of mind. Without that. And success, every one of us sees success every now and then. Every now and then we all see it. So never believe that you are cursed and everybody else is blessed. Every one of us sees success. And the success that we saw were as a result, or was as a result of the hard work that you put in, the diligence that you put in, the honesty, the strength of mind that you put in. And the morals, they are the foundations of everything. So if you sacrifice the morals, then there's no need to work on anything at all. Because then you are destroying the very thing that you are helping to build. So don't come there to steal only for yourself. You are destroying everything. Why fight for the position to get there and you are the one stealing? There's no need. Then stay where you are. So you lose the aura around the achievement and the success when you start to sacrifice your ethics. And you build the team with the same kind of thinking. That they work hard, they become ethical, they continuously develop the mind. They apply the strength of their mind, and then they work hard. You don't wait for any luck. We talked about that. You are not waiting for God to come and help you. Apply what He has given you. Hard work is part of the success. So if you're really hungry, you'll see that in how you work, in how you carry yourself, in how you develop your mind. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you. I hope I have done a good work. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Kwabena, and